that one he kept.
Así que la mantuvimos.
I like that very much, that song. I think it's a great song. When somebody writes a song like that, I'm always intrigued on how they can do it, where they get that inspiration from. So it's really strong song, I think.
Me gusta mucho esta canción. Cuando escucho una canción como esta me intriga saber cómo consiguen tener esta inspiración para escribir una canción como esta. Es una buena canción.
Bruce Springsteen, he writes very interesting stuff, but that one I think is a special song that he's done. So that's why I wanted to do it.
Bruce Springsteen escribe canciones muy buenas, pero esta es una muy especial y por eso quise incluirla.
And he did it acoustically, just he plays guitar and sings, and that's the way he did it. So it left room for another interpretation.
La versión suya era muy acústica, era con la guitarra y cantando, entonces daba lugar a otra interpretación de la versión.
Present it to them. First of all, they have to know that it's there. And then we'll see about the size of how many shows and the size of the venues that I will play. It all depends on the success of the CD.
Todo depende del éxito del disco. Al final es el público el que habla y el que manda, y dependerá del tamaño de los sitios donde actúe, pues del éxito del disco.
And I'm very pleased to meet you, delighted. La pregunta, I'm doing both. I'll put it in English first.
Okay.
Most artists who become famous, become successful, often they forget their past, they forget where they've come from, and football is through. I remember a few years ago, not many years ago, 5 or 6, I heard an interview with you, I think it was on the BBC World Service, and you said, you made a point of saying, I never forget where I come from, I never forget my past. Whatever happens to Tom Jones to me, I never forget where I'm from. I understood that to be kind of working class, mining background. Do you still think that way? And B, I think that explains why you're young, because you're mentally young and fit.
Yeah, well, I think that the early part of your life dictates what happens to you. It molds your character.
Los primeros años de tu vida moldean tu carácter, dictan lo que vas a hacer.
And if you've had a happy childhood, a good family upbringing, which I did have, it was working class, but we were a close-knit family.
Has tenido una familia feliz y has crecido en un entorno familiar fuerte.
And I think that carries you through life, as with some people, if they've had a bad childhood, things they haven't been lucky to have a good family life, then there's more to overcome, and it could be very difficult for people. So I think the early part of your life is very, very important, and I had a good one. So.
En cambio, la gente que ha tenido una infancia peor, no ha tenido un núcleo familiar fuerte, pues tienen más cosas que superar, y entonces yo la verdad es que he tenido mucha suerte, he tenido una vida familiar muy
So I would never want to forget where I come from, because it was all good, good memories. I think if people want to forget where they come from, then they didn't like it to begin with, so.
Nunca querría olvidar de dónde vine, porque la verdad es que son buenos recuerdos. No, la gente que quiere olvidar de dónde viene es porque no guarda buenos recuerdos de ello. Pues muchas gracias. Bueno, Fernando, la última.
Hopefully we'll do a European tour, and Spain will definitely be included.
Esperamos hacer un tour europeo el año que viene, y vamos a incluir a España. Me vamos a agua. ¿Y la voz? ¿Cómo se cuida la voz? How do you take care of your voice?
Well, it's a natural voice. I'm lucky, really. It's not difficult. I don't have to work vocal exercises. I don't need to do them. But I sing a lot. I do a lot of live shows, and so it keeps it going. I'm never off for any length of time. So I'm always in training, really, vocally.
Perform in 2005 in Vegas, and he was really impressed on how you kept it going, and you were so energetic, and he wants to know what your trick is.
There is no trick.
No hay truco.
What you see is what you get.
Pero tiene un... Does it refer to women and because you're a sex symbol and
Well, sex and romance just goes together. They're not that far apart, you know. It's all to do with love and affection and sex and the relationship between men and women. I mean, that's
el sexo y el amor van juntos, tiene que ver con el romance, tiene que ver con el
because
cariño.
it gives me confidence to record more records, and it's flattering to think that a lot of the stuff that's being done now is very reminiscent of sounds that I came out with in the 60s. That even then it was different from what was going on, because in Britain in the 60s there was a lot of rock bands, you know, and very little arrangements, very little orchestration.
Desde luego que me ha afectado positivamente.